Today, I'm gonna be sharing idioms and expression as I promised in the thank you video. So no wonder why sometimes we don't really get what they say, because idiom doesn't mean exactly what they say. And today's lesson is going to be related to food, but as I said, it's not actually related to food by its meaning. Why you have to study them? Because native English speaker, they use it all the time. So if you are interested, stay tuned and keep on watching. Potato, potato, potato. Oh, that's hot. That's hot, right? Yeah, it is. Means something in the fact that we are not comfortable to hold something hot, right? So it refers to something that we are not comfortable handling with or dealing with. For example, if you are facing with a difficult situation that you think this is hard to deal with and you want to express this feeling to your friends. For example, in my case, when we serve a very good service in our company to our client and they still keep complaining, a lot of customers still complaining, and I want to express this feeling to my friends. I would say, I had not expected this is a hot potato. It's like I had not expected this after we offer a very good service, fantastic services to our client, and they're still complaining. I can't believe it. This is a hot potato. Or it can also refer to an issues or opinions that many different peoples have different opinions towards that topic very strongly. For example, I would not discuss about religions with anyone because it can be a hot potato. It can be a hot potato. All right. Number 2, couch potato. Couch potato is like, okay, so it's referred to someone, a lazy person, or like to have an inactive life. For example, one of our friends, he doesn't like to participate in any activity at all. So you can use a couch potato like this. He's such a real couch potato because he doesn't like to participate in any activities. So that's why it makes him tired and sweaty, you know. So number 3, cheap as chips. Cheap as chips. Because in a very traditional way, even now, chips in Australia and UK, they refer to French fries. So it's the same thing. So chips or French fries, they are very tasty and also very inexpensive or very cheap. If we use cheap as cheap, meaning that we are referring to something very inexpensive. For example, if my friends said to me, "Hi Vic, where did you get these shoes from? They look very nice on you. Is it expensive?" I would be like, I didn't even pay much for these shoes. They were as cheap as cheap. They were as cheap as cheap. Or if your friends trying to find an apartment, a cheap apartment or not expensive apartment, you could definitely say, you can definitely afford an apartment in my building because the rent is cheap as cheap. Number 4, cut the mustard. Cut the mustard. Wow, I love mustard. Like mustard? I love mustard. I don't know why, but you know, before I moved to Australia, I hated it. But right now, I can't stop having it without my burger. It's very good with burger. All right, let's get to the point. Referring to someone that is not good for the job, or she is not up to the job, or she or he is not performing the job well. Basically, they are not good enough for this position. For example, I hire a worker from agency A, and this worker, he is not up to the job. I want to express this feeling with my colleague or my staff, one of my staff. I would say, I need a new worker because the one that agency A sent it to us, he is not just cutting the mustard. He is not cutting the mustard. Or you could say, if this guy is like look like 110 years old and walking to look for a job, you could say, oh my God, he looked like 110 years old. But even though in the fact that he is not, but he looked too old for this job, you could say he will not be able to cut the mustard. He will not be able to cut the mustard. Or it can also mean, fart, right? Right? Yeah, it can also mean or refer to fart. For example, me and one of my friends driving on a journey back home from the beach, from somewhere, Sha'am. You guys know Sha'am in Thailand. So we were driving back home from Sha'am, and then one of my friends said, I can't believe you just cut the mustard and I have to smell all the way home. Basically, he just farted in the car. Next, take the biscuit. Take the biscuit. Oh, I love sweet. Seems like I like to eat everything. Take the biscuit, meaning something very annoying you, shocking, very disappointing, but it has been done. And you want to tell your friends how you feel. It has been done, okay? For example, if I found out that my boyfriend has been reading to my text messages all the way, and I want to tell this to my friends, I would say, I can't believe he has been reading through my text messages. Well, that took the biscuit. Another case, if somebody's act in a way that you can't believe how can she dare doing that or he dare doing that. For example, if you bought a new car and one friend's named Tom and another friend's named Mary. Mary come and ask me after I just bought a new car, and she asked me, hi Vic, can I just borrow your car and keep it for a month?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she just asked me that she just wants to borrow my new car and keep it for a month without
Next, a piece of cake. A piece of cake. A piece of cake, I think you guys probably have heard about it, so I will remind you again. A piece of cake is a job, a task, or activities that is easy to do. For example, I was worried to do the test, but then after I finished the test, it was a piece of cake, or it turned to be a piece of cake or a job. I thought that I wouldn't be able to do it, but after I done it, I feel like this is a piece of cake, or English is a piece of cake. Okay, English is a piece of cake. Remind yourself that.